a familiar sight before any game or workout. Players getting stretched and preparing to get their work in. In spring training, attention to stretching is heightened in order to make sure players properly ready their bodies to take the field. Yankees strength and conditioning coordinator Dana Cavalea spearheads the activity. And this week, he takes us through some of the stretches and how they are intended to help the players.
I always tell our guys, I said, it all starts with a stretch. No championship in Yankee history has been won, without a stretch being done. So we stretch every day. We stretch inside, we stretch outside. I also use the stretch in spring training also as a little bit of our conditioning. So it's constant motion. It's 20 to 25 minutes, focusing a lot on the hips, a lot on the hamstrings, a lot on the obliques, and really working to give these guys a conditioning workout and stretching while strengthening at the same time.
The players go through an elaborate stretching program designed to activate all muscles.
I would say it's a total body stretch. Now, there are areas. I've spent a lot of time focusing on hip flexors and the obliques and lateral flexors and extensors of the body. I spend time isolating those to an extent, but then we automatically go right after that and integrate them into full total body movements.
The time spent stretching exceeds the amount of time spent on any other activity during the day.
We stretch 20 to 25 minutes every single day. So by the end of camp, we have hours and hours and hours worth of stretching. And like I said, I build a lot of our conditioning as well as our injury prevention strategies into our stretch. So it's not your typical sit on the ground and just do basic stretching or the heart rate doesn't get elevated. Our heart rates are elevated. Guys' muscle, it's working. And we're putting them in a really good alert state before they actually start throwing and playing and doing the sport-specific skills that the game requires.
We had the chance to get an inside look at some of the stretches the players are doing in camp and what muscles they are intended to focus on.
It's kind of like a rolling pin that we use on our muscles, and it gets rid of any kind of trigger points. If the skin is sticking to the muscle, we use this to roll it out. We do about 25 rolls on the outside of the calf, 25 on the middle, and then 25 on the inside. We're fortunate enough to have access to these bands here, and what we do is we'll use them on our hamstrings, but everything we're doing is very active. So we'll take this band, kind of wrap it around our foot, and instead of just sitting here taking deep breaths, I actually keep my chest up and I rock through it. I'm rocking back and forth, and every time I'm trying to get a little further to get a greater stretch in that hamstring. So from the glute, for guys that have soreness or tightness along that IT band, which is a lot of guys, we'll go ahead and we'll use that right along this track on the outside of the thigh. And we'll just sit there taking deep breaths, and we'll go ahead and allow that tissue to begin to relax. You need to coach the athletes through these movements. Some of them are not just as easy as cross your arm in front of your body. There's more in depth, there's more coaching cues that needs to go with it. So it's a very hands-on process. I'm coaching throughout the whole stretch. I'm coaching from the motivational standpoint, but I'm also coaching from the technique standpoint as well.